Right, let's get this thing started up. Payload manager. We're going to say the walk around's been done. Test the ailerons. Test the rudder. Test the pitch. Yeah, we're all good. Right. TBM, payload manager. There we go. Just lock the door. There we go. Chocks off. Red flag items off. And let's check our fuel. Get the wings equal. There we are. And let's have a look how she's set up. Ready to go. So first things first, we'll bring the avionics online.
Clear takeoff, 24757.
I'm going to turn that chatter down a little bit. Always have to do this. And that's a control panel on the main screen, unfortunately. There we go. That should be a bit better. Right, let's start up the avionics.
Warm heavy, approaching Sierra 7 ready.
Get 611, line up runway 24, Sierra 7.
Aural warning, okay.
Right then. So, fuel pump on. Fuel selector on main. And let's start her up. Everything else is set. Good. 1, 2 on the timer. And watch the NG pick up to there. Throttle set back. Now then, we want to get to 30 or 30.
Okay.
So there it is, 30 within 30 seconds. Oh, the timer didn't start. I know that was all right. 1, 2, and we're coming up into flight idle. Torque spinning up. Prop RPM spinning up. Toe brakes on. Prop RPM struggling. Interesting. Probably because I went up early from 50. Let's just see if that recovers. Hit the generator. Aux BP to auto, main fuel tank select, electrics on. Inertial separator. Pitos. Bleed air. Aircon for environmental controls. Let's give it a little bit of something. Bring that prop RPM up. There we go. Flaps to take off. 1 notch. And we'll just wait for the inertial separator to set. Parking brake removed. Inertial separator is on. Okay, off we go. And rotate. Gear up. P2. Beautiful. Another pleasure flight in the TVM. Flaps to cruise. Inertial separator off. Nice clear day. Just make sure there's enough headroom for that torque increase when the inertial separator comes offline. Don't want it any more than 80, otherwise you'll over torque. And set altitude at 5,000 feet. day here in Scotland. So, increase the range. That's where we are. Just took off from Glasgow. We're going to go north over the mountains. Come up 1,000 feet on a target altitude. Look at that over there, looks nice and wild, that's what I like. There we go, now we want to trim her off a little bit. So we're just hitting our target altitude now at 5,000 feet. Let's click the heading sync. Let's put in altitude and heading mode on autopilot, and there we go. Right, can afford to just do our checks. Everything's good. Switch the fuel over to auto, so I don't have to keep switching. Just invite some, damn it. Naughty, naughty. Right then. There we are. Alright, let's see where we are. Greenock and Dunoon. What a place. This is the Firth of Clyde. More specifically, I'm going to watch that altitude actually. Going towards Alexandria and Bonhill. More water ahead of us. How's our torque looking? Torque at 91. Top of this lock. Is it a lock or is it an inlet? It's a lock. Can't see a name on it. Let's zoom in one.
Stewart 1 kilo, wind 250 degrees, 7 knots, runway 28, secure.
If you zoom in too far, you just get a black screen on the map. No, that's the closest we can be. with his Lomond. I think it'd have the name on it because that's Ben Lomond on the right. Which I think we're clear of. Fantastic scenery. Fantastic scenery.
Sharp 10 X-ray, wind 240 degrees, 8 knots, runway 28, cleared land.
This will be beautiful in the evening actually. A few clouds.
Northlands 1762, good morning, continue approach, wind 250 degrees, 7 knots.
Jesus. Oh, that's loud. Let's not do that again. Because I've got my headset on. I think I might turn over or sound down. Come on, don't fail on me now. Oh, phew. Thought it was going to crash then. Right, sound master. Let's have that down.
Liner 23 uniform, Lima, line up, runway 28.
That is loud.
Liner 23 uniform, Lima, wind 250 degrees, 7 knots, runway 28, clear takeoff.
Add a little cloud cover into this, see what happens. Just need to change that art control first.
Northlands 1762, wind 250 degrees, 8 knots, runway 28, clear land.
Right, flight, show iOS, weather, clouds, add cloud layer, scattered cumulus. We'll have that. Let's have that still above us.
Continue approach, wind 250 degrees at 7 knots. There will be traffic to depart enemy.
There we are. Try that. Oh look, it's only just above us. That's not what I wanted. Let's try that again. Cloud cover. Let's try that one. There we go. That's better. A little bit of something.
Ethiopian 504, are you ready for departure? Ethiopian 504, on the line up and wait.
Right, where are we? And straight up to Ben Nevis. Let's do it. Ben Nevis, here we come.
Ethiopian 504, wind 250 degrees, 7 knots, runway 28, clear takeoff.
Travelling at 225 knots, altitude 5,000 feet. Autopilot engaged. Oil pressure's in the green, electrics are in the green. Torque 93, prop RPM where it should be. NG's at 90. ITT's at 644, nice and cool. Now then. EG, is that EGQS? Let's have a look. Echo Golf, Quebec, Sierra. RAF Lossiemouth, that's not the one I want. I'm looking for Edinburgh. We could land at Lossiemouth, just not supposed to.
November, wind 250 degrees, 8 knots, runway 28, clear takeoff.
Edinburgh. Oh, Edinburgh. There we are.
Declare an emergency and you can land where you want.
Ah, now there's an idea. Ashton, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. EG Echo Golf Papa Hotel. Let's go there. Coming up on Ben Nevis out there. That's that peak there. How's your flight simming going, Ashton?
Not bad. Spending more time doing development though. Trying to remember how graphics programming works so I can build my custom avionics.
Oh, very, very nice. What's the graphics programming interface? What IDE are you using to do that?
The IDE is Visual Studio, and the graphics interface is OpenGL so I can use it in X-Plane.
Ah, excellent. And what are the custom avionics? Do you have to worry at all about that now that we've gone to Vulcan, or is there a bridge for the avionics displays in OpenGL?
There is still a bridge for the panels as far as I can tell.
That's fantastic. I thought that's what they said. That's really cool. That's really cool, mate. Be very interested to. You should start a webpage to, tracking the development of that. People would be really interested to see how you do it. You must have some serious programming skills, mate, to be attempting it. That's really cool. So you can see Ben Nevis ahead of us.
I'm trying to get the Perspective Touch Plus avionics working more like the real version.
Nice. Nice. Have you, do you fly a real version? I forget what you've told me in the past. Do you fly a real version so you've got reference, or are you just looking at videos for reference? It sounds like you must have flown it if you're sort of frustrated that it's not as real as it should be. Taking it off autopilot just for the minute.
Nope. I've managed to find the manuals.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great. Be very cool for the real pilots though if you ever did publish it on the org. Look at this place, man. It's utterly amazing, isn't it? Absolutely amazing. So what have we got down there? Loch Lynn by the looks of it. Lachlan. Sorry to
It's
any Scottish
beautiful.
people out there.
Can
Isn't it?
do a quick flight along the Royal Mile and give the visitors to the castle a show.
Ha! Where's the Royal Mile? Edinburgh. I've only been up there once, and it was while I was on the way to Braemar for a wedding. Wowzers. So that's Ben Nevis, eh? You wouldn't mess with that on a walk, would you? Jeez.
Edinburgh. It's the main road from the coast to the castle if I recall.
Ah, very
It's
nice.
been a long time since I've been there though.
Yes, me too. I've never been there. Whoa. Probably coming on 25 years, and as I say, I only went to Edinburgh to change buses. Went inland to Braemar to a wedding on the River Dee, and the best man got thrown in the Dee. Oh no, the groom got thrown in the Dee. Apparently it's traditional. There we are. Ben Nevis in all her glory. His glory? I don't know. Right then, let's do a direct 2. Now this is the bit where VR's annoying. I'm just going to sync altitude and heading. We want to be heading just up there a little, so we might as well get the heading right. Bank angle, bank angle. Let's watch that. There we go. Okay, so sync altitude, sync heading, autopilot, heading mode, altitude selects on. Now come on. That's it, that's better. That's better, just give me a little bit of climb, we'll gradually get there. Interesting. What the hell is it doing? What the hell is going on? Altitude, no, autopilot's gone off. And it's like it's diving as if I've trimmed it right down, but I haven't. It did that itself. Now come on.
Ice.
Oh, these systems.
Hello, so we meet again with yet another camera orientation.
Yes, of
LOL.
course. Keeping you guys happy. That's better. Now she's climbing back. Having trouble with autopilot, exotic fantasy. Do you know, it feels strange calling you XX exotic fantasy XX. I think I'm going to have to call you exotic for short. How are you, my friend? You having a good day?
Just call me exotic.
You do realise how that sounds, yeah? I will call you anything you want. No problem. It's a strange blip in the ortho down there. Right then, so I'm going to get up close and personal to this thing, and we're going to go flight direct 2, and then we will select it. No, direct 2. There we go. E. Then, is it a long one on this? Yeah, there it is. E, Echo Golf. Go Golf. And then
Just
Papa.
call me Emil12345, which was my old username, which is my real name.
Ah.
But yes, I understand what you may think about my username.
It's
LMAO.
fine, mate. It's fine, mate. It's all good. Echo Golf Papa Hotel. And let's hit enter.
Wait,
Activate.
no, Emil
Yes.
isn't my real name. Owen
There we
is
are.
my real name.
Now, how am I going to remember that? Eh? Let's take the autopilot off.
Wish this MFD would use the Navigraph charts too. That would be awesome.
Say again.
I don't have a subscription to the chart provider they use.
Oh, I see. Japson. Yeah, Navigraph's really good. You get Navigraph in here. The Avatab can be Navigraph synced. Love it. I like my Navigraph. I know it's a bit of an extravagance to subscribe to that, but it's so good being able to look up airport charts. And if you're going to fly VATSIM, you can, as long as you know what airports are, you can download airport charts off the net for free. But to have it integrated is really nice.
But the TBM has an option to display charts, but it doesn't use Navigraph.
Oh, shame. Yeah, it just displays ones in the charts directory, I suppose. Right, so autopilot on nav mode.
I use https://4.aero/4 charts.
Oh, that's cool. Useful link. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Owen. Got to get used to that. Right then, so we're currently flying over Craig Magade. Magade? I don't know how you pronounce that. At 180 knots at 4,600 feet. Travelling back down to Edinburgh. We were going to go up to Inverness and Lossiemouth, but no.
Loch Lochy is a weird name for a lock, lol.
Yes, it is. Good point.
The TBM
Loch
can
Lochy.
use these ones inside the sim, autorouter.aero.
Oh, cool, man. I have to have a play with that later on. So pronouncing Loch Lochy just sounds like you're clearing your throat, doesn't it? Loch Lochy. That's better. Looks beautiful though. I always think it'd be amazing just to go on holiday to all these little places.
Are we near Glasgow?
Took off from Glasgow, yeah. I think Glasgow's this side, isn't it? Here. Glasgow's a nice airport, actually. Very, very nice airport. Very picturesque around it, surprisingly. Look at that. Look at that
My
scenery.
brother's
That's
naval
really
base is
photographic.
near there.
Oh, cool, man. Salute to your bro, fella. Thanks for his service. Look at that scenery, man. How cool. Sometimes Orbex really pulls it off. I could fly these places so much more than flying over cities. It just makes me enjoy the flight so much more than looking at buildings and
He is a
autogen.
submariner.
Good lad. That's a hell of a
Glasgow
life,
is a
isn't
nice airport, but not nearly as nice a city as Edinburgh.
it? Yes, Glasgow is a little bit rougher than Edinburgh, isn't it? But I used to love Rabsy Nesbitt on TV. Do you remember that? That was a great show. Raab in his string vest.
Is this TBM?
It is the TBM. It is the TBM. My favourite, unsurprisingly, like most people that fly GA, this is right on the edge of GA because 90% are owner flyers, but they usually do commercial stuff in it. So it's a little bit of that grey area. Is it GA? Well, it's a single prop, so yeah, let's call it GA. It just has a really, really high ceiling and goes really fast.
Can
but,
we switch to Steve-01 Kenivo livery?
Let's see if I'm flying that. This is loud, okay, so turn your speakers down. In fact, I'll just turn the output down. There you go. Outside views are always louder. Oops, hit the wrong thing. Sorry, guys. Let's see what we're flying. You know what? I'm very glad to change liveries when we get down to ground because occasionally in the Vulcan beta you change liveries and it says, you know what, I'm fed up with life, and it dies. And mid-flight, I don't want to change livery and risk that, I'm afraid, buddy. There's still a lot of little kinks to iron out, but hey, it's a beta,
Inverness
so
is also great.
Just realised our autopilot's not.
There.
Our autopilot is not following my nav, is it?
Okay, thanks. Okay.
Look at that. It took me all that time to realise how off beam we were. What the hell? She's still trying to drag me back somewhere. I'm going to follow it with my own eyes. I prefer flying manually anyway. I think I don't like the lack of interaction when you...
Have you missed a waypoint?
No, I didn't. I just did a direct to and then activated the autopilot in nav mode, but it didn't want to take it. I must have missed some step out. And you can see that the waypoint line is, which was a direct to from where I was, is activated. So I don't know. I'm going to just zoom in. Oh, let's load that one up.
Have you made sure there are no gaps in the flight plan?
Well, it wasn't a flight plan, it was choosing a direct to from where I was mid-flight. So yeah. It's a flight plan of a single line between where I was and Edinburgh Airport. But it's alright. Like I say, because I started off on a Warrior, I still love the feeling of having control. It doesn't tire me, I really, really enjoy that kind of, you know, interaction, I suppose. One of the things about the TBM is that as she gets up speed, smaller movements are given to the aeroplane.
But hey, it's VFR conditions, so we don't have to 100% rely on autopilot.
Precisely. No, so the faster you get, the harder the controls. I'm just glad it has
automatic fuel selection.
Yes, me too. The TBM 930, of course, has an auto throttle as well, so you can't over torque her. It's one thing that I'm looking forward to if we get the FS 2020 is to fly the TBM 930, which is the model they're working on in that. We just need to trim for a bit of a climb there.
Challenge accepted.
Good afternoon, Asterix minus 6
I bet I could still find a way to over-torque it.
Ha! I see what you mean. Yeah, good work, man. Oh, who's followed? Let's have a look. Vertical Sim. Vertical Sim. I like it. Thank you, my friend. Thanks for the follow. Good to have you on board. Talking of which, let's have a look in the back seats. Just, where would you like to sit, Vertical Sim? Would you like the table seat as the newest follower? I'll take you over and sit you here. You got some work to do with your laptop, maybe? There you go. Oh, sexy finish on this table. Right, we've got to get back in the front.
I can't afford this plane, LUL PogChamp.
Yeah, I know, I tell you.
I have flown in the TBM 850 IRL nut, not the 940.
I would give my left nut to fly in the TBM, I tell you. How wonderful would that be? Not my left nut. How wonderful would it be to fly in the TVM? Terrain ahead. You know, there's something interesting in the Vulcan Beta. I've noticed that all planes, even the Cessna, the Little Warrior, have terrain warnings in them now. So, you know, you're in a tiny little, very mechanical plane. Really not. Later. I mean, we could. We've got the altitude for it. But just give me a moment. I don't want to screw up the whole flight, which I'm likely to, you know. It's more about my flying than your request. So, yeah, even a little Cessna and a Little Warrior now is saying terrain as you get too close to the ground. So I think that's a little bug in the Vulcan Beta, because those aeroplanes certainly don't. They are the Vauxhall Novas of the sky.
I did a barrel roll with 747 in the sim.
Beautiful, man. Tell the passengers to hold on to their coffee and peanuts. You may be experiencing some turbulence, as the pilot is pissed. Oh, look at that. Now, do you think people live down there? There's a few houses down there. Crazy. And if they do, have they got broadband? That's what I always want to know in these sort of places. How the hell would you get broadband out here? Or electricity? I have. I love the movie Airplane. It's been a long time though. I was brought up on that stuff. And Spaceballs. Dark Helmet.
It is old but hilarious.
Yeah, love it. What's the name of the guy? Is it Leslie Nielsen? Or is it the other one? No, it's not Leslie Nielsen, is it? Or is it? Oh, I've forgotten now. Oh, it is Leslie Nielsen, I think, as the captain. Someone Google it.
Mel Brooks is awesome.
Yeah, he is. I mean, it's, you know, very American, but I love it. I love it.
Leslie Nielsen is in it, yes.
Oh, yeah. What a man. What was that police comedy thing he did? I think there were 3 of them.
Naked Gun.
Yes. Oh my god, that film. All those films are so good. You know that bit where he's sitting at the table with the Queen and he's got a lobster claw and it's like pinching nipple cripple. It just makes me laugh thinking about it. I know it's really puerile humour, but it's just my sort of thing. Right, how are we doing for fuel? Started off with 90 gallons, we're down to 73.68, that's good. So it's maintaining a 5-gallon difference between the left and right, which it needs to maintain equilibrium, otherwise you get an unequal fuel warning. Now, did you guys see my video on YouTube about how to make the cloud shadows...
Don't eat the fish.
Yes. How to make the cloud shadows solid so they don't flicker. Right, how far have we got to go? Let's have a look. Increase this range. We're about halfway there.
I haven't seen it. I'll look it up.
Yeah, go on YouTube and look up VR Flight Sim. Just one word. There's another guy on there, VR Flight Sim guy. There's someone else called VR Space Flight Sim who hasn't posted for a long time. But you'll see the same logo that I use in here for my channel. And I just released a fix so that none of those bloody cloud shadows flicker, which really annoys me in VR. It's just a data reference tweak, very, very, very simple, but if you don't know it or you don't know how to do it, then it might be of some use to you, so have a look at that. Oh, what a beautiful day it is here today, eh? Not like Scotland at all. Absolutely fantastic. I feel like I've gone skew with. Hang on a sec. There we go. That's better. And also,
cloud shadow flickering fix.
That's the one.
Explain including beta 3. Is that it?
That's the one. That's the one. I mean, if you know it already, or if you don't have a problem with cloud shadows flickering, that's great, but I certainly do. And you can fix it with the Lua scripts, but you can test the fix with the data editor plugin if you've got that already. If you haven't, all the links are on the description. Now, I think we should travel a bit faster. Let's talk her up again. I just brought it back because she was doing something funny, do you remember? We're going to have to retrim as the speed goes up. There we are, she's climbing naturally. You only have to give it a tiny touch of trim in this plane and then wait. Oh, good man, thank you very much. That's really cool. I hope there's some stuff on there you find useful. I did stream live to YouTube for a while at the same time as streaming to Twitch, but actually I'm going to use YouTube for kind of highlighted stuff from my Twitch streams, as well as little instructionals and bits of eye candy and that sort of thing. So we're at 90% torque. I don't like to be at 99% all the way. Crashing around at top speed is not my kind of thing. I like to have a bit of headroom. The handling changes so beautifully as her speed increases. You get a really different feel through the yoke, which is great. Kevin Ashton just subscribed. Good man. Good man. A little bit off beam on our on our route. Sorry.
So your YouTube subs come through here too?
Yeah, that's right.
Laughing smiley.
You can set that up when you set up Streamlabs OBS. So if you link it to YouTube or whatever.
Did you save the DC3 belly landing flight?
Oh, do you know what? I didn't. It's such a shame. I'm glad you were there for that. I was absolutely gutted after. I was like, why didn't I save that? Unless I was streaming at the time. Oh, hang on a minute. It's in a stream somewhere, but I didn't highlight it. So it is still in a stream, and I would have uploaded that stream to YouTube, so it's in there somewhere. If you can, I think it's when you first followed me, wasn't it? So if you can work out when that was, and then work out which of my uploaded videos it was, we might find it. Let's just bring it in here. There we go. I'll tell you what, Vulkan has transformed this simulator. It really, really has transformed it. It's made it, given it so much extra possibility for the future.
Almost 30 FPS in the TBM is impressive.
Yeah, in VR as well. It's really doing well. It's really doing well, and while I'm squeezing every last drop of performance out of the machine, you know, completely all power to the Laminar Research devs, who I think they've done a superb job.
So about 60 FPS total.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, you're right, 'cause it's running two screens effectively, two 2K screens in your head.
Which headset are you running?
It's just a CV1. Just a CV1. That's all. And I've got it on just 1x super sampling, so it's you know, for streaming you want it to be nice and smooth. So this is the ceiling of my rig's capability. Overclocking the CPU to 4.5 GHz is the thing that's helped the most. Now then, we're sitting at altitude of nearly 7,000 feet, travelling at 215 knots. Fuel is now 68.65, so that's keeping within 5 of each other, 5 gallons. Cabin pressure, electricals, oil pressure, oil temperature, all in the green, so we're all good. Let's see if we can stay on beam a little bit more. I'll just put it on heading mode.
I don't seem to be able to find it. Do you remember the tile?
The time, I don't remember the time, no. I presume you meant time then. No, sadly not. I'll have to have a good look through though, that was very good. I'll tell you what about, here's an even better idea. How about if I get in the DC3 in a minute and see if we can land a belly landing. We'll turn off the props as we're coming in.
Yes.
And we'll reconstruct it, yeah? That'd be quite fun, wouldn't it? Poor old DC3. I'll do it in my new Norman Gunston livery that I created. You might have seen Solar on here from time to time, good man that he is. And he was like, oh, I've always wanted this DC3 livery. It's from an old comedian called Norman Gunston, who was from sort of 50s and 60s. Australian comedian. He did a world tour in a DC3. Had his face on the back and it said Norman Gunston in swirly writing. And the interesting story about that is that the aeroplane, after it was ditched at an aeroplane boneyard, was the victim of a fire because someone committed suicide by bombing their plane into the yard, which landed near to this DC3, and it caught fire, and all that remained was the nose cone, which has been put in a museum somewhere.
Can we do a commercial flight in Zibo sometime?
Do you know what, we can, but I literally don't know how to fly a Zibo. I mean, I could push forward on the throttle and take off, but I just do not fly commercial. So I don't know how the FMC works, I don't know how the MCP works, I just no idea on all that stuff. You can instruct me if you like. Now, where are we crossing?
Airliners have too many buttons.
Is this the Firth of Forth? This is the Firth of Forth, everyone. Look at that beauty.
I could teach you.
I would really love that, my friend. That would be fantastic. Look at that bridge down there. Now we're about to overspeed, so I'm just going to trim her back up. And we'll just dethrottle a little bit, just reduce power. We're flying at 68% torque. That's it. Look at that. Fantastic. Fantastic. Look at those three bridges. Looks so good. What were we talking about just then before the airline a bit?
Hi man.
Who's on? Let's have a look. Sorry. Dink dink. Hey, Polterelda. Polterelda. Have you been on before? Very, very well. How's everyone else? And how are you, Pol?
Good.
Good stuff. Right, I think what we're going to do is just throttle back and create a nice controlled descent about 5 degrees, because we're flying at 5,700 feet and we'll be landing at Edinburgh Airport fairly soon, which I think might be there. I might not have started our descent quickly enough.
This tutorial will help us well. https:/u2.b/dw79gqzv2zoo. That's what I used to learn.
Easy for you to say.
Let me know how you find it and I'll help you out on the next stream.
I will, man. That'd be so cool. I'll give that a go. Thank you. That's really, really helpful. Thank you very much. That's the sort of thing that I've always meant to look for.
I was with you last week or later and I'd followed you.
I thought I recognised your name, Paul. I'm sorry I didn't pick that up straight away. Thank you. Thanks for following, and thanks for coming in. Thanks for checking in. So there's Edinburgh Airport down there. I think I'm just going to turn out to sea, come back and land. So let's do that. That'll give us the time we need to lose some of this altitude. Look at that beauty. Look at that. Not many on the stands though down there, is there? Oh, I don't know, when you zoom in.
Do you use Streamlabs OBS?
I do use Streamlabs OBS. I started on standard OBS.
Did you change your setup or place?
What do you mean by... oh, I see what you mean, because it's different. Yes, I have changed my setup. I've changed the place in the room that I'm in, where I've got my setup, so it's facing a different direction. But also I've changed the camera again. Just I've taken the kind of crappy fake chroma key software off, so that the computer's not having to run that, and it's given me a couple of extra FPS for the TBM. I'd much rather have the simulator flying as it should be than have you know, chroma keyed
Can you
backdrops.
host after this?
I can host after this. Why? Where are you? I mean, you know, after I finish today, what are you going to stream? If it's naughty webcam girls, then of course I'd be delighted.
The CTD I think was because of the GPU driver I was using. Other people on the X-Plane forum said certain driver seemed to fix the CTD, which has enabled me to do 2 Icao flights CTD free.
Oh, you must be so pleased. You must be so pleased. That's fantastic. Is that a gas?
Don't worry, it's not that I
at
don't think I will stream today.
Ah, no, well, you know, happy to host. Right, we've got to descend to about 1,000 feet.
He wants you to host Amaranth Kappa.
Amaranth. Tell me about Amaranth. Right, we're going to just below 180 knots, so it's safe to put the gear down. That'll help slow us down, which will help our descent.
Yishi is a ASMR streamer LUL.
Oh god, not that. Clicky nail and whispering. Oh god. Do you know what? I absolutely love this TBM. I cannot tell you how beautiful it is to fly. If you haven't got it in X-Plane already, you need to get it for yourself. Don't forget, you deserve it. You deserve it, you should buy it. I wonder what that place is. 1,700 feet over the water.
Eating crips and getting young boys turned off by her making a munching noise.
Well, everyone's got to have a hobby.
Host Chewy or somebody.
There we are.
Turned on asterisk.
Oh dear, funny. Right then, so we can put first stage of flaps down in a moment. Let's just reduce speed down to... Just reduce power down to 10% torque. And that should... I think our descent's going to be a little bit fast, so it's judging, getting that speed down and getting that altitude down. We're now at 1,000 feet. Love that bridge, gonna fly there later. The Firth of Forth. How fantastic. Oh, that's weird. I've lost the runway. That's very weird.
It's because their parents put the dodgy website block on with the internet, so they had to resort to other solutions. LUL.
Do you know what? You're probably not too far from the truth there. That's the scary thing.
That's not something you want to hear your pilot say.
No, it really isn't. It really isn't. Just looked. I was looking at the bridge. I looked back, and it's like, shit. Where's the airfield gone? Let's zoom in on our range. I literally cannot see it out there now. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Okay. Like it's only a simulator, right? That's so weird.
By the way, sorry to put it up that way, but last time I told you that I'm from Barcelona, and you asked me about how my good English is. Well, I'm in danger of extinction in Spain, ha ha ha. Did you hear
I
about that
remember now, Paul.
intoxicated security guard that shot at the Air France repatriation of 330 in Congo?
Was that you?
https://simpleflying.com/air-france-a330-shot-at/. Where's the airfield is also not something you want to hear your pilot say.
No, exactly. We're too high. We've got 4 white lights on the Pappies. It's okay though, because the great thing about the TBM is she drops down. I'm going to read that link later. Thank you very much, mate.
For most of western and southern Turkey since around 3 AM at ZL16,
Awesome.
and it's still not complete yet. Feels bad, man.
How fast is your internet connection?
On Saturday the 11th of April, an Air France Airbus A330-200 was shot at twice after landing in Pointe-Noire in the Republic of Congo.
Bloody hell, can you imagine?
The plane, operating the flight of 4145 from Paris Charles de Gaulle to Pointe-Noire, was on a rescue mission to repatriate some 100 French nationals from the Central African nation. The plane was then set to continue on to Bangui in the Central African Republic to pick up 120 more passengers.
Oh, it's windy. It's windy down here. Right, I'm going to throttle back now and use my pitch to keep the power up, to keep the speed up. And we'll flare late. There we go. Hold it, hold it, hold it.
And the African prince told them to go home.
There we are. Beautiful. Reverse thrust.
The Airbus A330 was attacked at 20 o'clock local time. According to Bratsa News, 2 shots were fired at the plane. The weapon was identified as a PMAC assault rifle, which is in use by the Congolese armed forces, local police and gendarmerie. The shooter was a member of the airport gendarmerie and was on duty at the time.
Oh my God.
According to Les Echos, they took aim and fired 2 shots at the plane. Can't remember. Are you using the TWCS throttle or the HOTAS?
I'm using the Alpha Flight Yoke for Honeycomb and the X55 throttle by SideTac. I have got the HOTAS part of the X55 setup, but I love to use a Yoke because I don't fly that much with the side stick. Right, there we go. What a place, eh?
Are you leaving it in high idle until vacating runway?
Indeed.
No one was injured in the shooting. The person involved has been arrested and taken into custody. According to local reports, the person firing the weapon may have been intoxicated.
Do you think?
However, the reason behind the shooting is not yet known and we expect a full report will be released in time. The impact on the plane, 1 bullet managed to completely puncture the fuselage of the Airbus A330, whilst the second bullet hit the tarmac.
I suppose it'll only depressurize if you're at altitude though. So here we are, welcome to Edinburgh everyone, Echo Golf Papa Hotel.
The Air France newsroom tweet translates as, "The flight scheduled for 10 AM was postponed for 24 hours in order to allow a replacement aircraft and a crew to be transported from Paris CDG. Customers have been warned and taken care of by our local teams. The safety of our customers and our crews is our top priority. A rescue Boeing 777-200 is coming in the meantime. The bullet-stricken Airbus A330 remains on the ground in Pointe-Noire and the French national carrier has sent a replacement."
That's the best place for it, to be fair. I've got that. I wonder if they could repair that, or whether it's got to be decommissioned. Probably decommissioned to check for other issues. Right then. Let's go and park with the big boys. What do you think?
With the replacement plane being sent, a delay of 24 hours will incur. Such a delay is not significant. In the current climate, it's amazing that Air France is doing a brilliant job in rescuing its citizens. Air France's Airbus A330-200S seat 224 passengers in a 3-class configuration, 36 in business class, 21 in premium economy and 167 in economy. With a total of 220 passengers being rescued from Pointe-Noire and Bangui, it's the perfect plane for the job. The replacement 777-200 has 280 seat.
That's enough on that story now, Owen. But thank you very much, mate. That's really... I can't believe that someone actually shot. I can't believe it was the gendarmerie that actually shot. Can you? Can you believe it? Can you believe it was... It's just because she reads so slow. I am interested. Can you believe it was actually a member of the gendarmerie that shot at the aeroplane?
Premium economy is a term I never thought would exist.
Yeah, it sounds... Oh, Starflyers, how you doing? Nice to see you, mate.
Now you know everything.
I do know everything. Thank you very much. Good to see you, Starflies. Starflies has got her own amazing channel, guys. Right, so what we were talking about earlier, let's just shut this down. What we were talking about earlier was taking a DC3 out and purposefully doing a belly landing and seeing if we can make it stick. So what do you reckon? Yeah, alright. Dink dink. Door open. Parking brake on. Go away. Fuel select back to main. There we go. Okay. I always love the way that the engine ticks on this after you've been on a long flight. Listen. All the metal expanding or contracting, whichever it is. Contracting, I guess, as it cools down. Right then, let's put all the red flag items back on. I like to fuel up for next time. Oops. There we go. Right then, so let's just go and select. And I'll show you this Norman Gunston livery that I made. Where are we? Want to be Echo Golf. Is it Papa Hotel? Yes, it is. And we'll start on the runway. Good. And,
do you want to hear the story about airlines accused of taking advantage of stranded passengers? I figure you are fed up of my news, LMAO.
I'll tell you what, rather than copy paste, summarize. I'm actually not fed up of hearing the news.
Okay. LOL. LMAO.
Isn't it crazy though that it was the gendarmerie that actually shot at the aeroplane? It wasn't just some random, it was a member of the police. What the hell?
Yeah.
So this crashed screen here isn't crashed, it's just in VR.
In 100
they haven't figured out a
words
loading
or
screen
less.
yet. Precisely.
Welcome to Africa, laughing smiley.
Hey Zuba, good friend of mine Zuba's on, everybody. Right then. Now I'm glad the engines are started because it's an absolute bitch to start up this DC3. Let's get on here. Right, I like sitting up a bit in this chair as well. Look at these nasty old plastic chairs. And this is a flying helmet with an oxygen supply, so when you put it on you sound like Darth Vader. Check this out.
Never been to Congo, but I would understand something like that in Mozambique.
Right then. Now, let's just bring the engines started so we can bring that down to auto rich. Oh god, I haven't flown this for a while. Let's release the brakes and just go for it. So what we're going to do, everyone... Oh, and was it you that told me to do this? I think it was. No, it was Ashton. To say, get the DC3 out. Let's turn Darth off again. Oh, no, tail lock. Tail lock.
Me.
No, tail lock.
Trophy, congratulations.
There we go.
You've received 100 messages today with Restream chat.
Woohoo! Right then. If you don't lock the tail wheel in this aeroplane, it is impossible to steer. I guess the tail wheel unlocked
It's
is
going
for
terrible already, LOL.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go. If you don't lock the tail wheel, that's what happens. You just cannot steer it. There we are.
Starfall
Okay.
3 stick and rudder, Starfall 3 stick and rudder.
Okay. There we are, and gently. The weird thing about the DC3 is she loves to get off the runway. Really, really quick takeoffs in here. I want to take Darth off though. There we go. Let's hope that stops it. Lovely. Right, let me just show you the outside.
Do you have a Discord server?
I do, but I'm not running on it at the moment. So that is the livery I made, which if you check online, Norman Gunston DC3 is a copy of the thing that he did his worldwide tour. He did a comedy tour, and this is the exact copy of his livery for his DC3. There you go, the wheels. Oh, thank you, whoever that is. I'll have a look in a minute. I love that. I love that on this model. So, what we're going to do is just bring the throttle right back.
That is a pretty colour.
Well, thank you very much. Back in the thing. I think so. Just going to trim her down a bit. Just trying to climb a bit too much. There we are. Right. Now, who was that? Opt away. Thank you for the follow, my friend.
Not quite as shiny as the Starfly's planes, though.
No, Starfly's got the best livery, hands down.
I followed you.
Oh, thanks, Troysky. Thank you, away. Right, so what we're going to do, this is a bit of a challenge, right? What we're doing is we're going to turn around, fly back to where we just took off from, and try and get this thing down without the... What the hell am I doing? Try and get this thing down without the gear down.
You are getting lots F follows.
Yeah, I think
you guys are too nice.
Everyone wants to see the DC3 crash, that's why. Which is what it's about to do. Another thing that I really like about this old plane is that they've got like nicotine stains around the windows, and you can even open the window at the side there. Love it.
I'm working on a livery for a new plane right now, actually.
Are you? Which one? Which aeroplane, and what's the livery like? Here we go.
Does VR let you go in external view? Just out of curiosity, LOL.
It does indeed.
Everyone, put your hands in the air and scream.
Oh god, that's scary.
Can you try the Royal Jordanian 787-8?
Can anyone remember where the airfield was? Is that it down there? Oh sugar, I've lost it. I think it's more over there actually.
Nope.
Is that it over there? There it is, I've got it. Don't worry, everything's fine. Okay.
Do you feel a good sense of height in VR?
You feel a huge...
We lost the goddamn airfield.
Huge sense of height.
Open the IOs.
Huge...
It's the new to me Columbia 400 / Cessna TTX, and it's my standard fleet livery.
There you go. We have got a flip down GNS 530, I should have remembered about that.
Don't put gear down.
No, I haven't. The gear is up. The gear is up. And we're going to belly land this thing. And we're going to go out in a blaze of glory. Zuba wants me to do a death spiral at some point, he told me the other day, which I'm trying to take as a compliment.
Brace, brace,
but
brace.
oh, I love it. Okay, so
How does VR look at night?
It looks wonderful at night. I'll just put it to night mode in a minute when I
Can we
finish
do a barrel
this.
roll to top it off?
Actually, I have tried barrel rolling this, and as long as you're high enough and fast enough, of course it can be done. There are planes where you lose the fuel pumps if you do that, so you have to have the fuel pump on, or the fuel lines don't keep supplying the
Heads down,
engines.
stay down.
Right, here we go. We're going to use this as a sort of...
Flaps.
Yes, indeed. But I'm not landing yet.
Do you throw up after some barrel rolls, lol?
Aha. Do you know what? I trained on Elite Dangerous
Trays
for
back
VR.
Everyone. Tuck your head side to the seat in front of
we're
you.
using this as a downwind leg. We're not landing yet. We're going to go around the other way.
To flow.
Exactly. So you have to have your boost pumps on if you want to do barrel rolls, guys. There's a message for the day. You get it on a t-shirt. Okay, so let's bring the throttle right back. Still descending. We're going to use this as a sort of circuit in a weird pattern. Can you see the white marks on the on our speedo down there? Now it's got
tank on.
It's got a pneumatic flap, which is that big handle down there. So you'll hear that pneumatic flap in a moment. Here we go.
Jump in the Hawk, which has the evacuation seat simulated, I think. Aha.
Yeah, I need a commode seat right now. Oh god, actually, you know, my heart's beginning to beat. The thought of landing without the gear down in VR is actually making me cack.
It's on the list.
Oh, I've got the Hawk. The Just Flight Hawk is fantastic, and if you do get it, then you've got to go round throttle up so we can turn.
Do you have tower view?
You've got to go up so that you can go to Snowdonia. So Llanber is the place to fly out, which is Echo Golf Foxtrot Delta. If you want to fly the Mach loop in the Hawk Trainer.
Slam it down.
Something like that's going to happen. Right. Full flaps. Here we go. Belly landing the DC3, everyone.
Remember to kill the engines.
Now then, how do you do that? Let's just do that like that. Put the mixture right down. There we go. Oh shit, she's gone really uncontrolled. Right, we're going to have to use gravity power to do the flare. There we go. Oh, yep. Whoa, she should never be this low. God, she's got some float. Do you know what I told you earlier about the fact that she really likes to fly? I think my tail wheels hit down first. There you go, I'm down.
Ground effect.
I am down, look at those props. Oh my god, let's hit the toe brakes.
Omega lol.
No, look at that.
Exterior view.
Right, we've got to replay this shit.
Sisay butter. Captain Sully would be proud.
05127, first right, contact ground 121, bye-bye.
Come on, Norman Gunston. How many times did I actually touch down? Look at that. Here we go. Right then. Enjoy, everybody. Norman Gunston's actually at the wheel at the moment, I think. See, that's when I lost control and I had to make it pitch forward to give me some power for the flare. But actually, once I got the ground effect under it, it's got a huge ground effect. Look at that. Tail wheel first, I thought. But perhaps I was wrong. No, it was. Look, you see? Tail wheel touch first, and I could feel that in the cockpit. I will take that. I will take that. That is not a bad bit of flying. I mean, she might need to visit the
Saving
aviation.
money by not needing external stairs as they can just jump onto the ground.
Exactly. That's what it's all about. I am well chuffed with that. I'm going to have to save that as a Twitch highlight, that's for sure.
Tremendous.
Right then, what's next? So funny. Thank you, Starflies. It was sort of butter. It was a bit more margarine, I think, but nonetheless, it's a landing you can walk away from.
Well, I guess the props can be replaced.
Exactly. And
what other planes do you have?
I've got, well, I'm mainly GA, of course. That King Air 350 is a nice plane. That's the Airfoil Labs King Air 350. Don't fly it that much, so I have to. I wouldn't know how to cold start that.
Can you go in fast jet Kappa?
Fast jet. We've got that Hawk that we mentioned earlier. Obviously, I'll be flying it with a Yoke, so I'm not going to plug my other one in. We've got that.
I guess the engines were ready for their annual anyway.
I think that they were.
PLS.
It's going to need
Warrior LL.
A little bit more. It's going to need a little bit more than just the safety wire that you put when you wire a prop on, isn't it?
Want to see you use the evacuation seat?
Yes, no problem. Let's do it. What else have we got that's fast? Spitfire you might have seen go by. That's a nice aeroplane. And it's not coming up, but it's not. Oh, here they are. Right, here they are. There's the Hawk, Eurofighter Typhoon, and the F-35, and the Phantom. So yeah, let's go in the Hawk. And let's...
Typhoon.
Oh, right. Who votes for Hawk? Put your hands up now.
Let's break the sound barrier. Hawk.
Ashton.
Hawk.
That's right. Hawk it is.
I vote for Hawk.
Right, choose your livery. It's got quite a few. I like the Welsh Dragon livery myself. Or there's the Red Arrows livery, whichever you prefer.
IF Red.
Which one?
Hawk. Red Arrows.
Red Arrows. Dink. Let's go. Oh, have a little break while that's loading. Oh, thank you for the follow, Troisky. Oh, thanks for the follow, Troisky. Nice one. All right, let's just get up through some of these messages.
Face reveal Kappa.
Yeah, sorry. Shall I put it back on again?
LUK.
Acro tank on. Jump in the Hawk, which is the evacuate. Yes. Oh, I didn't barrel roll it, did I? Damn it. Oh no. What a shame. Never mind. Next time. Let's see how we're getting on. Bear with me. So, got a black screen.
Barrel
here.
roll this.
It's not a good sign. Black screen in VR can often mean, but let's just give it time because it takes a while to load. The Vulcan beat is still a little bit buggy, so from time to time it just decides it's had enough. But it will CTD if that's the point, if that's the situation we've got, and it hasn't done yet, so I'm just going to imagine it's still loading. Hawk T1 is a more complex ACF file, therefore it takes a bit longer to load, but all the Just Flight have got this really, really annoying...
Space Shuttle.
All the Just Flight have got this really, really annoying...
Can we fly Space Shuttle?
We can. I've never flown the Space Shuttle. All the Just Flight use SASL to... because I looked at the new plugin admin thing where you can see how much FPS is being taken up by each of the plugins, and just for the authentication server, where it checks if it's your aircraft. There we go. It takes 10 FPS in any Just Flight model. How crap is that?
Are you a southerner or someone from like Exeter or Devon?
No, originally from London, then moved down south to near Brighton. Zuba and I are from Brighton sort of way, down South Downs way. Back to London for uni, and then up to Nottingham. But I don't speak Nottingham patter, thank God. Up my duck and all that. No offence to any Nottingham people. Right then, so let's have a look from the outside first of all. Whoa.
Also, you got a Cockney accent, Kappa.
Is that not sexy? Is that not just the dogs? Absolutely love that. Right. So let me see. Where are we?
I'm from Newcastle way, I man.
Nice one. Good to have you on. Okay.
No, the posh Scottish accent in Glasgow is the best, Kappa. Love me some red arrows.
Remind me what I'm
no,
doing in this
Zulu
aeroplane.
looks like it's in the runway.
Yes, it's got that tilt on the plane naturally. Very fast, the little Hawk. Oh, and you get that sense of speed as well. Centre line and rotate. Oh, almost ditched it again. Right. Gear up. Let's have a look from the outside. Wow.
Firewall the throttle, full
How cool is
burners.
that? It is right now. I must admit though, they've done a great job on this model, haven't they? How amazing is that?
Barrel roll.
Of course, it's a pleasure.
Rental power set.
I think I better get back in. There we go. Right then. Where to, guys? Should we bring that map in from outside? Always leave it there.
How much was it?
I can't remember actually, about 30
Turn
quid, is
the
it?
smoke on. Time for some skywriting. Let's go to EGNT.
EGNT, where's that? There you go.
Newcastle.
Oh, ditching. Hang on. That's that death spiral I was talking about. Right, let's go back and see what we wrote. I'm trying to draw
Is
a
this
massive
an essential
penis, of course.
flight, says Karen from Facebook, after the Daily Mail reports of a loud sound from the sky here.
It's
How
definitely
much was
an
it?
essential flight. Why is it that you give any man something that can write or draw something and the first thing you've got to do is a massive knob? It's the same with, in Half-Life Alyx, you get to draw with markers on the window at the beginning of the game. What did I feel compelled to do? Oh look, it doesn't last long enough to draw anything. What a shame. So good. Right, let's do some low water
Her
skimming.
Majesty's Royal Air Force would be proud.
Here we go. Gonna fly out across the water. Go super low, see what we can get. In fact, let's
Draw a penis over the House of Commons, LOL.
yeah, well that would be appropriate right now, right?
Under the
Pretty
bridge.
much any time. Yes, under the bridge is a good plan. On the
I
Firth
have
of
to go
Forth
by.
at night.
Thanks for the stream.
You're welcome, thank you. Whoever that is, I can't look right now. It's the one problem in VR. Thank you for coming along though. Right, here we go.
Mix exotic fantasics.
Okay, mate. You take it easy. See you again. And by the way, it's not the bridge, it's the bridges. There's 3 of the buggers over here. Oh boy, she's fast. You'll get a sense of the speed as I go across the water because you'll get the top of the reflections. Here we go. Try not to actually ditch it in the water in the process. If I do, I'll start again. Or do you know what? This is one of those moments in VR where I find myself kind of not being sick, just feeling the height and the speed.
Caution terrain. Caution terrain.
Do you think?
Going to be tight to get under the bridge.
It is. It's going to be alright.
Terrain terrain. Pull up. Terrain terrain. Pull up. Terrain terrain. Pull up. Terrain terrain. Pull up.
Oh my god, that's a rush. Let's see that in replay.
Nice.
There you go.
Caution terrain. Caution terrain. Terrain terrain. Pull up. Terrain terrain. Pull up. Terrain terrain. Pull up. Terrain
Plenty of
terrain. Pull up.
Ah. Oh, it's crashed. No, it hasn't. Sorry.
Did you get a good adrenaline rush from that steep climb away, Kappa?
Do you know what? Who am I talking to? Do you know what, Glaswegian, I actually did? Is that really sad? It's like, oh, it's so immersive. It's unbelievable. Since Vulcan, it just really, really has an effect.
LUL.
You actually find your heart beating because you care
I'll
about
be
not
back
dying.
in a bit.
Okay, mate, cool.
Going to grab some chow.
Nice one, Ashton. You take it easy. I'm going to go coast flying. I love this. Try and stick to the coastline as much as you can, going across any riverway. If we just put it to sunset, we'll get some nice reflections on the water. Oh. Damn it, not being able to see. Alright, there's the shift button.
I like to Mac.999 in the Eurofighter, listening to Imagine Dragons Thunder. Gives me a nice rush, Kappa LUL.
Do you know the Vulcan change has really improved water rendering?
Pull up. Terrain terrain.
Let's switch her off though.
Pull up.
Let's get lower than we did before. Awesome. Whoa! I don't like looking sideways. Ah! Banging it forward through the middle of whatever these are.
Terrain terrain.
A few
Pull
broken
up.
windows down there.
Terrain terrain. Pull up.
Do you know you can do the in effect a handbrake turn in this? Did you hear as I just pulled really, really hard on
Do
mid-pitch?
you sometimes feel you're actually in the sim sometimes? Aha.
All the time. It's really, really easy to forget in VR, but more so now that we've got Vulcan because the smoothness of the sim is just fantastic. I mean, look at this. Look at what I'm looking at. Just amazing. I've got the throttle, got power at 100% at the moment. And I'm
Right, so
pitching
get
right
someone
forward.
to tap you unknowingly to give you a reality shock. Aha.
Oh, do you know what? That's
Caution
the worst
terrain.
thing.
Caution terrain.
I'm actually about 60 feet above the water right now, so it looks lower than it is.
Terrain terrain. Pull up. Terrain terrain. Pull up.
Let's try over one and under the next. See if it's possible. Alright, under the next but one. You can crash into bridges, so if I get this wrong, we've got to start again. Oh, made it. Oh, that was a real buttock clencher. Love it.
Can you climb to like floor 369 and use the evacuation seat?
Sure. Now, is that handle there? Go to flight level 369. I don't think we need to go that high. Let's just go above the clouds. Bang, bursting through the cloud cover as well. Looks fantastic in this. There we are. It's another world up here, isn't it? Right then. Just activate that. Now, I think that's the handle. And there's an old boy, did you see recently, that ejected himself from a fighter plane? It was in the news. He was on a pleasure flight that had been given to him for his 90th birthday. And he pulled the eject handle thinking it was something to hold on to. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh. Hope he's okay.
Yes, ha here.
Bless him. You'd have to hold on to your false teeth if that happened, wouldn't you? Right. This, I have to say, I've done this, and it's a weird feeling. It feels a bit scary. It feels a bit wrong. Right then. So, count me down. 3, 2, 1. I think this is the handle straight in front here.
3, 2, 1.
Eject.
Oh shit! That actually made me jump. Oh my god. Wave goodbye to your aeroplane. Now, have I got any control using anything? I can look around, but actually looking has gone opposite, which is interesting. So to look left, I need to... Oh, that's really disorientating. So it looks like I'm still going up at the moment. Can you see that? I think they've got their physics balks. I'm actually going up at a rate of
Laughing my ass off.
Yeah, don't make me do that again. Oh dear, fantastic. That was actually worth it. Oh, I can hear it coming back.
The speed at which the jet just whizzed off, ha ha ha.
Can you hear it coming back?
Yes.
Oh my god. What happens if I try and get in the cockpit?
LOL.
Oh, look at that. I can find it by trying to get in the cockpit.
Oh.
Looks like it's on fire to me. It always goes off to the side and then you can't track it. What about if I'd start at the side and then turn back? No, I need to start at the other side. No, it still can't track it. I'm still going up. That is amazing. What about outside views? No, you just can't see the outside of the plane anymore. Right. That was cool. What's next?
You are Superman now.
What is next? How about landing on the water in a DC3 with skis on? Let's do that, seeing as we're at the Firth of Forth. What's the closest airport to the Firth of Forth, anybody? Is it Edinburgh? I suppose it is Edinburgh. That'll be fine then. Let's have the Buffalo Airways. Oh. Oh, okay. And let's bring it into earlier morning. There we go. Edinburgh, Buffalo Airways with skis on. Off we go. So landing on the water is interesting because you have to get really, really low and really, really slow. I've managed it once just outside of Shoreham. And taking off is interesting as well because you can't pull it right out. You have to ease it out of the water. Beginning to sound like Nigella now, aren't I? Just ease it out. Don't pull it. Just ease it. Oh my god. That was awesome. That was good suggestion there, Glaswegian Aviator. That was great. It's one of the only problems that I don't like about X-Plane is the loading times. It takes a lot longer to load in VR as well. I don't know what difference it's doing in VR, but anyone else here flying VR? Don't know. There we go. Okay, throttle to auto rich. I mean power. Mixture, damn it. Oh shit. Now that's, look at this, look at this. You get smoke filling this when you've got an engine fire. So basically I left the throttle in maximum from when I had the Hawk, and as soon as I touched it, it doesn't like going from 0 to 100 without anything between, so you get a fire. So I actually got to start again. Won't take as long now. There we go. Start new flight. This won't take long to load. So yeah, you have to have it back at 0 before you get in the cockpit. DC3 is a bit of a fussy old bird. Do you remember Swiss Tony out of the Fast Show? And he used to say everything was very much like making love to a beautiful lady. Oh, what's that? Monitor. Right, I want to be out there, that's it. Now, check this out. So if I just throttle up, it's like a James Bond movie. Okay, now tail wheel lock this time. There we go, that's better. Let's find that center line again. There we go. And gently does it. And rotate. Gear up. Let's get our map up again. Oops. Right, there's the water. Go once around that little island, and then we'll use that as our turning point and land on the water facing the bridge. Just ease that throttle back a little bit, just power back. I wonder who you ask for clearance for landing on water. Coast Guard? Serious question. Okay. Power right back. Power at 10%. using the turn to slow us down. First stage of flaps. Let's do this with the window open. Both windows open. Second stage of flaps. Make sure we don't go into that spit of land at the end there. Nearly there, nearly there. Just gently, gently, gently. Nose up, keep the props out of the water. And we're there, we're down. There she is. Oh, let's do a nice rewind of that. Just zoom out a little bit. Fantastic. Now then, take off. Just build up speed at a lower throttle to begin with, lower power. You can feel it lift up in the water and then power forward. And away she goes. Easy. But use the two-stage process. You've got to get that lift in the water before you try and go full power. Oops. Now the other thing that's nice is to have a seat in the back in this aeroplane. Let's just trim it out. There we go. Like the curtains. Look at that knackered old livery. It's seen a few flights, this plane. Why am I scooching down? I can just drop it. There you go. A little bit forwards. Whoops. There we go. Forgot to raise the flaps. Flaps are on the underneath of the aircraft, that's why you can't see the wing changing. Flying
Pretty sure you can still smoke on board this plane.
Yes, absolutely. Pretty sure the decor hasn't been changed since then as well. Oh, that is cool, flying between the two bridges. Would you be worried about your pilot at this point? Someone's having a nervous breakdown. Let's go back across the water. Look at how she moves though. Just such a beautiful aeroplane. Really, really nice turning circle for such a big aeroplane. Oh, I'm so tempted to try and go under it in this view, but I won't.
Terrain,
so
terrain.
Make it.
Pull up.
Yeah, terrain.
Terrain, terrain.
Just
Pull
because
up.
I'm flying into the bridge.
High wall.
How cool is that? CXOZ, nice to have you on board, my friend. They've done a good job with these bridge models, haven't they?
Where's Arthur's seat?
Underneath Arthur's arse. Actually, I don't know where Arthur's seat is. I've heard of it. Isn't that down south? I don't know. I actually don't know.
Buffalo doesn't fly packs anymore though, sad smiley.
Yeah, very sad smiley.
It's in Edinburgh somewhere. It's a hill there.
Oh. Someone Google it, find it on a map, and then I'll get my map up and you can say up, down, left, right till we find it. Let's get back in the front. There we are. Right, here's my map. Here's Edinburgh. Cock. There's a lot of that, isn't there? Cockermouth, I think, is one of the best names. The North Brecon. Oh no, North Berwick. So the North Brecons.
It is a DC3.
It is a DC3. Well, it's the C47 variant, but it's essentially a DC3. Used to have a machine gun poking out the back or out
Just
the side.
south of Leith.
Right, so look, I've got the map. I'm going to use this, say up, down, left or right. That's Edinburgh Airport again. Good to know. Excuse me in your airspace. Alright.
Left of your current heading.
Right, left of my current heading, so towards Edinburgh, yeah?
DC3 on floats is always super epic.
Yes, this one is on floats. We just landed in, I don't know if you were here, but we just landed in the water and took off again. It's such a big plane to be landing on the water, but it does it so well. Just waiting for the map to load. I can't see Leith on the map. I can see Dalkeith.
Looks almost directly east of the airport.
Oh, well in that case it's this. Yeah? Is it on this range here? Which would be here, I guess. Assuming that bit. No, that's Alamuir Hill. Black Hill, Scaldlaw, Westkick, Greenlaw, Spittal, The Mount. Mount Moor, that sounds like
Left
something out
more.
of... That sounds
Heading
like something
almost
out of...
90.
Right, hang on a sec. Well, heading 90. Takes us across there and there's
Finally,
no mountains
my
that way.
ortho for Turkey is done. Let's hope this
very good.
looks good.
His turkey's done, everyone. It will look good, man. Even at ZL16. I wonder if you're. I wonder if the
Turkey.
I wonder if the ex-Europe
Yes, for
autojet
Christmas
would
Kappa.
work. Surely it's got to be in this range here, which is this bit. Does Alan Weir mean anything in? Does that actually mean like Arthur's Seat or anything like that? I don't know. If we keep going left.
Is that new beta good in Vulcan?
It's wonderful. It's game changing. It's still buggy, but the increase in FPS, I'm in VR right now getting sometimes 30, mainly just under 30. Really, really, really happy with it. And it's meant that the whole experience is that much more immersive as well. I'll tell you what it doesn't like, what they still haven't optimized is clouds. It really doesn't like clouds.
How much were you getting before Vulcan LOL? Ah.
Well, in VR...
Looks like it's by the castle.
In VR, anything above 20 is fine. You can't notice any difference once it goes beyond 20, but if you get down to 20, you get time dilation. There it is, I see it, I see it, I see it. I've got it on the map, it was there all along. Right there, Arthur's Seat, hidden in plain view. I see what you mean about it being east of the airport, literally bang. Should have listened to you, sorry about that. Thank you, co-pilot. Right, let's lose some of this altitude.
Pretty much the only hill in that area.
Indeed, there it is, look at that, look at that. It's like a giant ground nipple.
I can send you some fly-wiping scripts to make your clouds better and gain more
performance. Thank you, Starflies. It's cool, man. In the new Vulcan beta, I'm not running any scripts, but thank you very much. In the past, I've run X-Vision. In 11.41, I've run. I've got Active Sky running. Oh look, there's Edinburgh Castle. I have to fly around that in a minute.
Castle is just north of that Arthur's Seat.
Yeah, there it is. Look. There it is. Yes. I've run all sorts of scripts.
Okay, because I have tried this new beta but in Ogle because it say it have not requirement in Vram skeptical smiley.
Well, I'll tell you what, X-Vision doesn't work anymore for it with any of the presets that other people have made, only the basic presets. They've updated it so it makes the basic presets. This is Arthur's Seat, everybody. Thank you, whoever advised me to go here. In time, I'm sure it will all be fine again, and people will make presets that run with Vulcan once the full release of Vulcan comes through. But the other thing is, what I was doing before was a real mixture. I was using an X-Vision preset called Real Life 8 by Lil Ryan, and I was using that in combination with the clouds
Palace
from...
of Holyrood is just next to Arthur's Seat.
Oh, is that the Palace of Holyrood, not Edinburgh Castle? To look on the map. I was using Ultra Weather XP's clouds, but without Ultra Weather XP running. The Grey Clouds 2 BNP worked really, really well with X-Vision. And
no, that is Edinburgh Castle in front.
Ah, cool. I thought it... Yes, of course it is. It's up on a great big... Look at that. How impressive that is. You wouldn't want to attack that in a month of Sundays, would you? Getting up those hills. Just great. Go all the way around this. Just dip the wing, slow her down. Looks like a very, very basic Hogwarts.
Edinburgh, fly west to Glasgow please, thanks.
No problem. Will do. Let's have a wee trip to the land of Rabsy Nesbitt, he said in his terrible carving up of a Scottish accent. So what's that place there? Is that Holyrood? No, surely not. That's a church, isn't it? I don't know. Or is that part of the castle?
Hogwarts was inspired by Edinburgh, wasn't it?
Was it? I did not know that, but I can sort of
Edinburgh
feel
is shambles compared to Glasgow, not biased either.
it. Not biased much. Imagine viewing this from the ground. In fact, let's do that. Let's see if we can see ourselves. There we are. You'd be like, what are they doing?
LOL.
There's a fair few models here, just like London.
Think that church is St. Cuthbert's, if I'm reading the map correctly.
Thank you very much. Cool to know. We're all learning something here today. Right. Oh, itchy nose in VR is not good. Haven't we got to go southwest for... Oh no, not too far. There we go. Let's go across to Glasgow. By any chance, was it Glaswegian Aviator asking me to do this? So, there are two available DC3s on the store at the moment. And one of them's free and one of them's payware. This is the payware version. It's absolutely superb, modelled beautifully, feels great. The interior feels like old but well kept.
Smarter every day.
Then there's Edinburgh Airport again. Then there's the beta of a free version DC3 if you fancy getting your hands on one. And I have to say, it's a fantastic model. It's not quite as refined as this one, but in VR certainly the crusty kind of state of the dials and that sort of stuff, I would say it's actually on a par in that beta version. They must have got some photographs of the inside and done the texturing from that. There we go. Sounds like we're picking up Irish airfields here. Right, what is the Icao code for Glasgow Airport? Someone tell me. We've got Echo Golf Upper Hotel behind us. That was Edinburgh, of course. If we increase the range on this.
EGPF.
EGPF. I've got Manchester on there at the moment, EGCC. That's not what we want. What the hell's Manchester doing there? Oh, that's to our side, of course. But there's nothing ahead of us, is there? Oops, hang on. No. EI, that's something Irish. I think we've just got to wait until we're closer. That's a nice day for a flight. Hope you're all not busy. This thing's only doing about 180 knots. Just great. Let's see from the outside. at that. It's like something out of Indiana Jones, yeah? Love the reflective metal effect. Not exactly aerodynamic with those big boots on actually. Now look, does anyone know
Canadian
DC3?
Indiana Jones with maple syrup and flannel.
I wonder what this does. Skis, return or extend. Let's have a look. So it doesn't go down to extend, just skis or return. I'll have to set a shortcut for that so I can see what it's doing.
130 degrees, 12 knots.
Did you say Echo Golf Papa Foxtrot? Right, hang on. We're all over the place. Let's trim around. Currently at 4,400 feet now.
EGPF.
Right then. Trim for a little descent, but watch out she doesn't overspeed. Let's just take some power off there. Nice controlled descent, but sitting at around 190, 191. Perhaps just a touch, just beginning to increase the touch of trim up there. Touch of throttle back. Just reduce the power that bit more. Keeping an eye all the time on that left-hand dial, making sure she doesn't overspeed. It's always a balancing act, isn't it, between the angle of descent and the power and the trim.
At Starflies, who makes the Cessna 404X plane.
Come back. Glaswegian Aviator, you're going to have to take me to the airport. Unless I can find it on here. Where is it in relation to Glasgow City? Is that it there? That's better. That looks like it to me. Yeah, there we go. Right. So we've got a way to go yet. Straight across.
It's the Lac Air Columbia 400. That's what it was called before Cessna bought them and rebranded as the TTX, and it comes standard with either 10 or 11, I forget which one.
Wow, look at that. Communication tower. Bloody hell. Here we are up at 2,500 feet. And we're only just over the top of it. What the hell? Are you serious? Wow, wow, wow. It's got cables coming down from those, usually haven't they, for stabilisation? That's a landmark. Let's see that at night. Hang on a sec.
Shouldn't those have bright anti-collision lights even during the day?
Would have thought so. Yeah. Who should we write to? Oh, look at that. That's very purdy. Should we make this a night landing? Wonder what the approach is. It's so weird, I'm not getting anything on here.
At Ashtongjit cruise is very nice. TARS 185 knots at 1,000 feet.
There's the approach. DMEs. Now look at that, all these lights are absolutely tank my FPS. That's another problem in the Vulcan Beast that people are finding, that lights are not a good thing for FPS for some reason. Let me just check that, because sometimes this gets stuck at 20. I've got another plugin for FPS. Yeah, you see, so 22 to 25. That's come up now as well. Yeah, does not like night flying in Vulcan. All those lights being rendered.
Excuse me.
AMD Ryzen, how you doing?
It looks like it is in X-Plane 11, although as a legacy plane from X-Plane 10. LOL, nice VR.
Thank you, AMD Ryzen, for the follow. Good man. Or good woman. Good to have you on board. Choice is yours. Renfrew, Clydebank, Paisley. All good Scottish names. Right, am I missing anything being this high, Glaswegian Aviator?
You can put your chat next to you.
Yeah, you can. You know what? But Restream chat is it's not enjoying doing that at the moment. Look, I'll try and do it. Let's see if we can get it in. I know what you mean. You can pull it in. There we go. And we'll just pin that there. It's blank, and I find you have to click it a few times to get it to stick. Let's move that.
At Ashtonk, I'm still getting used to it, but I'm likely going to fly it tonight from Cast to KSTS, around 450 nautical miles or so.
Fantastic Starflies. Everyone hook into Starfly's stream later if you've got if you want to see some really a real aviator. I mean, she quite clearly knows her shit. So, always a fantastic stream from that.
You're on Restream.
No, I just use Restream chat because it's got this bitching Betty, as I call her. I used to stream to YouTube at the same time, but to be honest with you, I want to keep my YouTube channel for just clips and stuff.
What time tonight? Need to figure out time zone conversion. Not when it comes to IFR, I'm still learning that type of flying. 2300Z.
Well, 2300 Zulu time, everyone.
No need for conversion, I post my time in Zulu time.
Follow the river here and then turn in from there, that should do it. Loving the scenery, Glaswegian Aviator, very nice round here, mate.
That's 0100 here. I'll probably catch the tail end of your stream when I wake up. Gotta be careful with text-to-speech cause people can troll you.
Yeah, I just kick them. But yeah, you're right. Do you know what? It's amazing that most people don't. Because we're all pretty childish at heart, I think.
Is that Orbex?
It is Orbex, yeah. And a typical overcast day in Glasgow here. But it's looking fine. Very nice. Gonna fly here more, Glaswegian Aviator, just saw that. It's actually the first time I've flown into Glasgow.
At Ashtonk as usual with a new plane, it either will be a good flight or a total shit show, lol.
You know what, we're all in this together, Starflight. Just like this landing, which is going to be high and hot. Because I forgot to turn and I forgot to descend. Let's see if we can make it. Let's put that gear down first of all. Always helps. Ah, where's the control? There it is. There's the pappies telling me I'm high. Also off the beam. Day 1 flight school.
Coming in hot.
Let's just use... We're going to go long. It's a long enough runway to do that. Bleed off some of that speed. There we go. Just going to float her down. DC3 is so forgiving. I think one ski's down and one's not. Am I there? I am. There we go. Ooh, nice. That was easy. Let's see that again.
Smooth.
Not my best approach, but had to stay high here just to bleed off speed.
Butter.
There you go. Very nice. Told you she's forgiving. Right guys, I'm about done. It's been fantastic to have you on board. I've seen some things, talked some shit as usual. And I will be on tomorrow again.
I can hook you up with some cool add-ons to make your sim look stunning.
That'd be cool,
Thanks.
man. I'm not using add-ons now, but I'm always going to appreciate the references for the future when this thing stabilizes, mate. After Vulcan Beta, when we get to the proper release version, I'll be testing them out. So leave them in the chat. That'd be great. Right, all the best, everyone. Take it easy.